Hello, and welcome to a new video here on my channel, here at commaik. The PV modules you see behind me supply electricity to my PV island system. With this island system, I provide the animal house with heat, completely independent of grid electricity and light. However, the lead-acid batteries I use for this are I am looking for a good alternative for a PV storage. Could that be a power station? A mobile power box can be installed in the motorhome, used while camping, or garden shed mobile battery needs no power outlet, it is portable large battery. Whether a power station also works in my animal house and how I install the solar battery, see in this video. Stay tuned, it's about to start. Before I now introduce the new power station from ALLPOWERS I will show you how my PV island system has been working so far. Here you see my installation wall. On the installation wall, I have my charge controller installed. It is supplied with direct current from the PV modules and stores the electricity. My 3 solar cells. Batteries are 12V. The inverter is connected to the lead-acid batteries. The inverter converts the 12V direct current to 20-volt alternating current. The electricity is supplied through this plug. My off-grid switch station is forwarded. The switch station ensures that when the batteries are empty and no more power comes from the lead-acid batteries, the PV island system automatically switches to the grid power is switched over. This means my animals always have warmth and light, regardless of whether the batteries are either full or empty. Currently, I have the problem that the lead-acid batteries are draining very quickly, become empty. After 2 years of intensive use, they are depleted. I am quite frustrated about that. Disappointed with the quality, but that's just how it is. I will set up my PV island system. Now replace it with a power station. The power station has 4 220V Shuko sockets, USB-C connections, a cigarette lighter, and many more options. But once I install the power station, I will show you the unboxing. What was in the package? What can this box do? Within just 2 days, the power station arrived at my home by mail. The package has even proper carrying handles to transport it comfortably. The unit indeed weighs quite a bit. Since there are large batteries in the power station, what's inside? Bag with accessories, including various useful items and other useful items. The detailed and comprehensive warranty conditions and tips for good customer service. The ALLPOWERS R1500 is meticulously and securely packaged to ensure it arrives in pristine condition. Upon opening the package, you will immediately notice its impressive and well thought out design, featuring a sleek and modern appearance that is bound to capture your attention. The meticulous attention to detail in both the packaging and the product's aesthetic appeal is truly remarkable and noteworthy. As soon as the power station arrived at my place, I switched on. With a second click, I activate the display, which goes after a waiting in standby. 70% battery charge. The R1500 is already charged to 70%. The display shows also the input and the output, both at 0W. Of course, I haven't connected any cables, neither for charging nor for consumption. What does this device offer? I have looked at the product overview of the R1500 from Amazon printed. The power station has a capacity of 1152 Bu each. I'm not talking about a regular lead-acid battery or anything like that. This is what I have been using so far. Due to the discharge issue, I can only effectively use half. The device has a modern LiFePo battery, a lithium iron phosphate 4 battery. Can be discharged down to 0% or nearly 0%. 3500 charge cycles are promised to me. With daily charging and discharging, this battery lasts 10 years, probably even longer. Let's see. In any case, I hope that it lasts significantly longer than my previous ones. Solar batteries show ALLPOWERS R1500 info. The station also supports inductive charging, so the part is probably not primarily intended for an animal house, but for camping, for the caravan, for the outdoor area. You can use it in your garden shed, even if it doesn't have a power connection. It should also work with a PV island system. With an output power, you can connect a coffee machine with 1800 watts. The R1500 provides enough power, enough energy. Even a small microwave or a compact oven like that should work. If you want to know where to find the ALLPOWERS R1500 and what it currently costs, then check out the video. There you will find the appropriate product link. Currently, there is a 20% discount. Discount! It's time to take action. If you think the item is great and my video is too great, then now is the right time to give me a like for the video. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, click on subscribe below the video, then you won't miss out. Don't miss any of my new videos. I would be really happy about that. It helps my channel moving forward. Before I continue, I will pack everything up again and the battery box with I will take it down to my garden house. There, I will install the R1500 and test whether it works. The power station for my animal house is worth it. And here I am back in my garden house. I will now connect the power station from ALLPOWERS to my systems. How does it work? Basically quite simple. The cables that previously connected the PV modules to the charge controller, I will disconnect here and instead crimp MC4 connectors. I will use the MC4 connectors. Connect with the supplied cable and then insert the yellow end into the side of the power station. I then carefully and securely plug the cable from the inverter into the socket at the front. My conversion is already finished and still uses my off-grid switch station. If the power station should be empty, the grid power will automatically kick in. I have now modified my island system so that the power station is charged via the PV modules. Can and supply electricity to the birdhouse again. How the new island system now looks, and the conversion actually works. Let's take a look at that now. The sun is still shining. In a little while, I can actually test the setup. The power station is now in the middle. Shelf. I have modified the batteries accordingly to create the necessary space. I also have the power cables from the PV modules here, and on the other side, the cable which continues into the animal house. Currently, the battery level is at 71%. I will now slightly plug in the cable. I already tested this earlier. There was an issue when plugging it in. A small spark. At that time, the sun had shone a bit more strongly. That should be noted. The fan starts running immediately, but is not yet audible. The module is currently delivering 91 W to charge the battery. Charging from 71% to 100% will now take another 2 hours. It will take a little while longer than initially anticipated, as the process is more complex than it seems. I will now carefully and securely plug in the connector from the animal house, which is located down here, ensuring that all connections are properly aligned and secure. The sockets are still readily available for use, ensuring a smooth and uninterrupted connection process, which is crucial for the operation. Not active. They are still inactive. I can turn them on using this button. In the animal house, I turned on the lamps, so it should be on in case power is drawn. My off-grid switch relay just switched, because the power supply from the battery is now available again. The two bird lamps currently consume approximately 100 W each of them in total and are now efficiently powered by the new ALLPOWERS R1500. I can now provide the power supply through the 220V socket here on the side, if necessary. By the way, I can also use the power station as a UPS. I can on the left simply connect my 220V power cable on one side and a computer to the power station on the other side. Supply. In the event of a power outage, the device automatically switches to the battery operation. The computer does not necessarily have to shut down and the data is secured. Whether the switching times are actually that fast will need to be tested over time. First, I will test how long it actually takes to charge the battery. And I will test whether the full charge of the battery is sufficient to power the animal house at night, to supply power. As soon as I have the data, there will be a final conclusion. The test setup has been running now for about 2 weeks straight. For most of this time, the weather has been suboptimal. There was little sun and a lot of rain. Nevertheless, the power station performed well for the most part. Held out. When the sun shone, the 100% charge state was reached very quickly. In bad weather, the new PV island system lasted 2 days to power the bird lamp system, to also supply power to the diesel heating. The ALLPOWERS R1500 battery station would be a very good replacement for my 3 lead acid batteries. The new LiFePo4 battery really discharges down to 0% before it shuts down. My old batteries have already given up at just under 50%. That went very quickly. In this context, the installation of the ALLPOWERS R1500 was worthwhile. What I was unable to accomplish, however, was to set up a cascade. I had the idea to feed the power. In order to effectively utilize the power stored in my old batteries, I have set up a system where the inverter channels this energy directly into the power station. This setup allows for a seamless transfer of power, ensuring that the energy is not wasted. I must admit, this process required careful planning and consideration to ensure everything works smoothly and efficiently. It would have become an energy destruction machine, but I would have done it this way had much more storage capacity available. However, that does not work. The inverter provides 220V power when used. Power station charges when 220V is available. Power is actively offered. However, there is a lack of activation of the power flow in this setup. Nevertheless, ALLPOWERS R1500 fits well in my PV island system, whether it's the power station, like in my case, in the birdhouse, or maybe somewhere in a garden shed. Is supplied solely by the solar panels without an external power supply. The power station is a great support to easily take power anywhere. Do you have a motorhome? Do you have a camper or spend time in nature often? Here you can easily get your power from home, take with you. Or you connect a solar panel and charge the battery on the go. I did that. Tested. It works perfectly. I can only recommend it. However, I must say, I won't be able to manage in the long term with just one power station. I am actually considering to buy a second station for me and connect the two together. It works as well. Currently, the purchase is worth it. There is a 20% discount. If you want to know where to buy the station, check the video in the description. When we look at if you want to exchange the part, write to me in the comment section if you liked my video. If you liked it, give me a like. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel to also see the new videos. Don't miss out. I wish you a lot of fun with the power station in case you decide to get one too. If you already have one, let me know how satisfied you are or which system you're using it. I'm done here. Take care. Until next time.